It's Judge Pat's Pop Quiz.
Hello, yes, welcome to Judge Pat's Big Pop Quiz. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening in. Woo! Welcome to Judge Pat's Pop Quiz. So we have closed the song request courtroom on the show today. The Ale and Audio courtroom, the song request courtroom is closed. However, we have got a very, very, very special show today. It is the first in the series of Judge Pat's Big Pop Quiz or Pub Pop Quiz on the Ale and Audio show. So obviously, you know, Pat's Pop Quiz is normally on a Saturday morning on Instagram. It's like, you know, when TV shows kind of like start off on the radio and then work their way to TV, you know, or stage show, then radio, then TV. This is like what's happened with Pat, really, you know, started on a Saturday morning on Instagram. And then we've kind of had a little bit of quizzy stuff kind of on the Ale and Audio shows here and there. Now we've got a full pop quiz, a week off the courtroom, do something a little bit different. Of course, so, you know, I'm introducing it, but we've got to get the quizmaster on. Who could the quizmaster be of Judge Pat's Big Pop Quiz? Well, obviously, it's the one and only Judge Pat. Let's bring him in.
Please be erect for the Right Honourable Judge Pat.
He's here.
How are we all?
Very good, thank you, Judge Pat. It's very good to have you with us. How are you feeling about your first ever Pat's Pop Quiz on the full pop quiz?
That was a brilliant introduction, actually. That was really, really nice. But the truth of the matter is, I've come up with a format and you've just bought it on the cheap.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, that's it. That's how all good TV producers work and TV stations work. That's it.
It does. It's going from strength to strength.
So, excited?
Very, yeah. It's the first time in here. First time two contestants going head to head, like, you know, two superpowers, you know, coming together like that. Yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good contest. Yeah. That's
it. Is there anything in particular about today's questions? Because there's 14 questions. Is that right?
They were thereabouts, yeah. Yeah, they were thereabouts, yeah.
And is there anything about the questions? Because normally we have themes, don't we?
Well, yeah, and you try and wingle it out of me every week, but I never ever tell you. But I will give you a little preemptive. These questions are about the songs that are in the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club. So along them lines, it might be on one of the songs or the artist, something along them lines anyway.
Very good. Nice one. So, in that case then, well, should we find out what we're drinking first? Let's me and you do our drinks first, because what have you got?
Well, I had to make this, I've gone for the Little Critters. Hang on, let me just get my camera in there. Little Critters, Muckor Blimey. So I took advantage of their little offer, which was on your show last week, and I thought I've got to do that. I sent the code. So I got 20% off me box of 6. Yeah, that was my favourite. I've had all of theirs, but this was my favourite of the lot. So yeah, had to be done.
Well, very good. And you know what? Snap. Had to do the same. Obviously, nice. Very sad news that Little Critters aren't going to be canning their amazing beers anymore. They're moving away from the craft stuff, concentrating on the cask that they do for the pubs directly, just because of, well, they've had various issues when it comes to storage and their shop being broken into before Christmas. So they decided that moving forward, they're just going to stick with the cask stuff, which is a shame because this stuff was brilliant, wasn't it?
It's beautiful. I mean, what is it? 7-7, isn't it? This one, if I remember rightly. Yeah, 7-7. Yeah, beautiful.
That's right.
Yeah, so
there we go.
Some little scumbags sport our fun, haven't they?
That's it. Well, you never know. Maybe if they might move on, they might grow, they might have a bigger place to brew the beers, and they might start doing it again one day. Who knows? But yeah. It's a shame. But you might, where will people find their beers in future? they tend to have a lot of beers in Derbyshire, in the pubs in so like places like Bakewell, Matlock, maybe like places like Castleton, maybe a lot of the sort of like Derbyshire villages and stuff like that. When I've been out there, they seem to provide that sort of area with a lot of different, cask beers and those kind of pubs. So look out for them. You will spot their artwork because it's by Jim Connolly, who is a great art. He did the artwork for Kellam Island Brewery as well before Kellam Island Brewery stopped and then changed hands and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's a great artist. So look out for those.
He's a really nice bloke because he was on Pablo's Pour and Draw, weren't he?
He was.
Was it last year before?
Yeah. He was on the Pour and Draw series. He was on the podcast in the very early days of the Ale and Audio podcast as well. So yeah, big shout out to Jim Connolly. Right then, we've got our judge and our quizmaster, of course. You don't need to be judged today. If you get hot in your wig, by the way, feel free to take it off, Judge Pat.
This is my actual hair now. I'm doing the old Brian May look.
Sort of like attached itself, has it? So yeah, feel free to. But if you're going to take anything off, if you get hot, just keep it just at the wig, if that's all right. Keep the wig off. I don't mean just leave the wig on its own. I mean take the wig off and leave everything else on, if that's all right.
Well, it is weekend.
Still Sunday. I'm
going to leave the high heels on. You know what the judges are like.
Well, okay. So we've got our quizmaster. We've got me doing all the filling in and trying to keep score, all that kind of thing. Got me trying to do that. Who else we need? We need some contestants. So we decided this would be a great idea to put it out there and kind of get, our pub shed community, our home bar community on taking part, people we don't normally hear on the show every week, but also try and get couples on as well, get couples in teams. And we've contacted the contestants before the show, obviously sorted it all out. We've given them a challenge, first of all, to come up with a quiz name as well. So let's first of all then introduce our first contestants. Here we go.
Contestant number 1.
Oh, no.
What's your name and...
Wrong button. Look at that. We got going. Wrong button. Here we go. This sounds a bit better, doesn't it?
Contestant number 1. What's your name and where are you from?
What's your name? Where are you from?
We are the must-have beers, as in like the Musketeers, but we must have beers. And we are from Wigstone in Leicester, a.k.a. the Spencer Arms.
Woo! It's Speno and Jane at the Spencer Arms. How are you both doing? Are you excited?
Yeah, you're excited, Jane?
Nervous?
Jenny's really nervous.
I think the first thing to ask is, what are you normally like at pub quizzes? I mean, this is a pop pub quiz, so it's very much,
It doesn't make any difference, rubbish.
Yeah, we're not the best. It's like, if we know the answers to the questions, we're really good. But if we don't know the answers to the questions, we're pretty rubbish, really.
So, obviously, this is a quiz about... Pop music. So what you normally like at music, a music round in a quiz?
Well, my friends will say to me, considering you're a musician, right, you're rubbish. Your music knowledge is rubbish. I think your knowledge of music is probably better than...
If it's about ABBA, I'm great.
Yeah, if it's an ABBA round, then boom, we're all over that, yeah.
Okay.
Generally, I'm not going to big anything up here. Not very good.
But you do enjoy the courtroom. You do listen to the courtroom usually. So, So you're picking up on the bits of knowledge here and there from from Judge Pat and our other judges, of course, as well. So if it's anything ABBA, we might be onto a winner with yourself. Is that right, Jane?
Yeah, that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about? I mean, this is pop music. This quiz today, but I mean, in a quiz in general, what sort of subjects normally do you stand out in?
None of them.
Yeah, literally none of. Honestly, we're literally rubbish.
We need to have a bigger team and a 20-year-old son with us.
If there's anything to do with probably construction or anything like that, then not so bad. But no, honestly, I'm not going to big it up. Like, I'm all right on the street, but I'm not very good in the quiz room.
Well, there we go. Well, today it could all change for you. This is it. It could all change today. So yeah, I mean, what you could get for the pub shed is to help with this going forward. Maybe this time next year, you could have upped your quiz game. I've got, I don't know if anyone else has, but I have loads of like trivia cards in my shed. I've got like a games corner in the shed where I've got like piles and piles of like quiz cards that I've been given at Christmases and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone else has got that. No, it's not what I said.
Got piles, but it's all the beer that Lindsay's buying.
Piles of beer, isn't there? Speno.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can call me Lee. No,
Speno.
you can call me Lee. You're my wife.
What are you drinking then?
Right. Well, to be fair, I was going to go for something really strong and all the normal crazy stuff that I drink, but I'm drinking this Thornbridge Hatchet Peak. So because I've joined the beer club, the Thornbridge Beer Club, and I'm on my second box, and I've got to start getting through them. So I thought something nice and light at 4.8% for me. But I'm sure once I finish this, I'll go for something a bit more heavier. But Janie, what are you drinking?
I've got a stout.
Double Tonka Frappe, is it? Or
Frappe.
Frappe, 8% ABV.
That's a good Sunday drink, that, isn't it? A very coffee-ish Sunday drink, that, yeah.
Yeah.
There we
Pretty
go.
good.
It looks very nice. Both drinks look very, very nice. You've got matching glassware as well, I can see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these are my favourite glasses. I love these glasses. You can hold them at the bottom. You can warm it up.
He's anal about his glasses.
I am anal about my glasses. Really am. Love these.
I have got, so I've got they call them craft master glasses, don't they? But they're not quite like that. They're a bit different, but they're similar shape. But I think that yours are quite tall things, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I used to quite like these glasses, but they're so delicate. Just so you can keep the beer cold, or you can do it. But these glasses are just, I don't know. These have just become my favorite glasses. They are. It just seems to suit any style of beer, to be fair. So, yeah, that's what I go for.
Brilliant, good stuff. So we've met Speno and Jane, who are all ready and raring to go, and I can see your quiz name. What was the thought process behind your quiz name? The must have.
It was just, we ain't got one, and we got to make one up really quick.
So it's not the Musketeers; it's the must-have beers.
Yeah,
very good. I think it was
not too bad.
To say it was on the spot. It was very good, very quick thinking. Okay.
Yeah, I think we did have a little bit of help, didn't we, Judge Pat?
Maybe we should have a little side bet as well on the best pub team name.
A little what? Sorry. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we could do that.
Okay. Well, we've met contestants at number one. It's now time to meet. Cause it wouldn't be a quiz if it was just you two. You know.
We might win though.
Yeah, you could have a good chance of winning. We've got to bring in contestants number two. Who's it going to be? Let's find out.
Contestant number two. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey!
Hello.
Who have we got?
Hi, this is Scott.
And Esther.
And we're in Shed 62 in Hoorn in the Netherlands. And our quiz name is Shed Hot Trivia Peppers.
Hey, Shed Hot Trivia Peppers. Absolutely loving it. Great to have you on. Now, we know Shed 62 is a resident member of the Song Request House of Lords, which is what you elevate yourself to if you manage to get 10 out of 10 scores, 10 out of 10 songs from our judges in the Song Request courtroom. There's not many people in there. You're only one of three, aren't you, Scott?
Yep.
I've got to say Scott,
Yep.
obviously, like these days.
Just me and the nemesis Richard Parker. And of course, Judge Pat was in there first. He started way before.
I'll keep you both on opposite sides, don't you worry.
So obviously it means we know that your music knowledge is good. How quickly you can pull those bits of knowledge and stuff out of there. We obviously choose good songs, but how quickly you can pull out the knowledge and remember years and stuff like that. You know, we don't. I mean, I know you do particularly well. You certainly get more 4 out of 4s than I do on Judge Pat's Saturday morning quizzes.
That's more luck than judgment, I think.
In the latest quiz, I managed to nail a 4, and it's been a while coming. I've been on a bit of a 4 out of 4 drought. I have. But anyway, I love the t-shirts, by the way. Both Speno and Scott, they've both got their Ale and Audio t-shirts on. Scott says, Dave says, is it made of wood? Which is great. Love to see that. And obviously, Speno's got the Ale and Audio Spotify player. How many times have people pressed that button, Speno?
Loads.
Scott, what are we? What are you fancying your chances like today? How are you feeling about the quiz and Esther, of course?
We're pretty, bit apprehensive. We're not very good with live quizzes like this. It's easier when you've got your own time. You can take your time, and pop quizzes. We don't tend to do many music quizzes apart from Judge Pat's on Saturday. Tend to do more film quizzes, general knowledge, that sort of stuff. If we do a quiz, it's not very often just pop music or just music.
But we do like quizzing.
We do like quizzing.
There we go.
But we're no good.
So we're going to find out, aren't we? But in terms of the music, then obviously Jane's mentioned that if ABBA comes up, that's going to be a winner. What kind of things would you two hope for in particular?
You know what? I forget the some of my most favourite stuff sometimes. It just goes totally out of your head when you're trying to recall it. I don't know what sort of stuff. Pop music.
Maybe 90s.
90s stuff. Yeah, probably best.
That'd be lucky. 90s. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right. Well, what we're going to do then is before we one thing before we move on. What are you drinking? I've nearly forgot the important question. What are you drinking?
I have got Smear Case, which is a new collab beer from Case and Meerslotel, one of the local breweries to us, and it's a 14.9% peanut chocolate stout.
Oh, Speno's eyes.
9%.
Speno's eyes lighting up. Then I saw like.
So you have a chance to win this quiz, yeah?
Right.
I needed some lubrication.
Can I just say this? I don't know how Speno does this, but every time I record with Speno, he does stuff. He puts his thumbs up, and fireworks appeared behind him. And I have got no idea how he does this. It only happens to Speno. I don't know if anyone. This is only for the YouTube viewers, obviously. But he gets fireworks going. And I don't know how he does it, and he doesn't know he does it. That's the best thing.
Or do I?
He might
No, I
know.
got close.
He thought I was
having.
When we did our recording, you thought I was having you on, didn't you, Speno? But it weren't me. I have no idea how he's doing it. So
Fireworks. How did you do that, Jimbo? He went, I didn't. You did it. I went, no, I didn't. You did it.
Well, next time it happens, we should go woo.
Put your thumbs up against. Put your thumbs up, everybody. So you can do it yourself.
No,
it's not happening. Someone on YouTube who's got. Someone who listens to us on YouTube at some point are going to go, this is how you do it. What are you on about? We're just amateurs, aren't we? We're trying his best. We don't know how these fireworks are kicking off. But anyway, so we've got our contestants. Oh, sorry, Esther, you drinking as well? We've had the chocolate peanutty stout thing, which sounds amazing. Esther.
Well, I think I'm on the wrong podcast, to be fair, because I don't drink beer. But what I don't drink in beer, I'll make up for in wine. So I have got a nice glass of Verdejo here tonight.
That's fine. We might be called Ale and Audio, but really, we don't mind, do we? Really,
we should call it anything wet and audio, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't have the same ring to it, would it? But are you just trying to get a Barry White out of me?
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
We're
talking about wet and rings and things.
Okay, then. So the other thing is, I think we're ready to get started. So if you're ready, we're ready.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a beer out of the fridge, but you can still hear me.
Yes, on you go. Here we go then. Let's make a start, shall we?
Ooh. Yep.
Ooh.
I'm back.
Everyone at home, get your pens and pads ready and play along.
So it is time, yes. The way it's going to work then is we are going to pose a question. Judge Pat's obviously going to do all that. He's the quiz master. And you're going to have, just like you do on Saturday mornings, you're going to have A, B, C, or D. Listeners, we do encourage you to take part, and we want to know, be honest, how did you do? So you're going to get a question, Our contestants are going to have time to, maybe confer very carefully in their couples. I might have to do a bit of whispering or whatever. Confer between yourselves. Feel free. You do have the facilities to put your microphones on mute, by the way, if you do want to confer and you're worried about anyone else hearing the answers, you can do that. What we'll do for our listeners is you're going to get chance. You'll hear a song, and then when we come back, we'll give the answer to that particular question, meaning that you've got time to think about it. Listeners at home, think about it and give us an answer, and then we'll reveal what the answer is. Okay, so here we go. Are we ready for your first question? Everybody ready? Let's just have a ready check. Speno and Jane, give us thumbs up. Oh, and a bubble, and a thumbs up bubble. Shed Hot Trivia Peppers, Shed 62. Are you ready?
They're just having a kiss.
I think so.
We're ready.
They're ready. I heard them. They're frozen on the screen, but we can hear them, which is the main thing. Okay. So here we go then. Here's your first question.
Not only your first question, but the very first question ever. So, controversially, Oasis, Half the World Away, is in the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club. But what I want to know is which British sitcom uses it as its theme tune? Is it A, One Foot in the Grave, B, Heidi High, One Foot in the Grave A, B, The Royal Family, C, Heidi High, or D, My Family?
Okay, there we go. So, do you want to repeat one more time, Judge Pat?
Yep. So, cut the question short. I need to know what sitcom is Half the World Away by Oasis in? It all uses its theme tune. Is it A, One Foot in the Grave, B, The Royal Family, C, Heidi High, or D, My Family?
There you go. Everybody at home as well, have a think. Write down your potential answers, and we'll reveal the answer very shortly.
And if you remember, Jimbo, we had a little award ceremony, didn't we, about a year or so ago?
Yes.
And that was voted out. That was contender.
We decided to have a bit of a show where we kind of reviewed the songs that were in the 10 out of 10 club by kind of doing a bit of an award ceremony, like, the artists that are the most in there, and just kind of a bit of a look back at the 10 out of 10 club. And one of the questions we thought would be really interesting to ask the listeners is, out of all the songs that are in there, which one would they remove? Which one do they think doesn't deserve to be in there? And obviously the vote was fairly split because obviously people got different opinions. But the one that stood out most was that one from Oasis, Half the World Away. And that was one that Judge Pat put in. And you know what? I can kind of see why people chose it, because as much as I love the song, I probably agree with people in general that I didn't think it was a 10 out of 10, as good as it is,
I'll agree with that. Great song, but not a 10 out of 10.
Well,
Sorry,
good job you ain't judges, ain't it? Who said that?
There we go. We start Judge Pat's pop quiz with a light bit of criticism of our Judge Pat.
That's it. You can slag me off and the cameras are off, okay?
So yeah, there are other 10 out of 10s in there. I mean, obviously we've got the 10 out of 10 playlist. It does need updating, and I will update it shortly. But please check out Spotify, have a look. Get in touch if you think there's any others in there that you'd be like, not sure about that. I think there's a number of songs that people might think that towards, but yeah, that one seemed to stand out. So have you both got your answers written down?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So I am going to start with contestants number. You've swapped round sides of the screen, which is a bit tricky. But I'm going to start with contestant number 1, which is Speno and Jane. What answer did you go for?
We went for B, the Royal Family.
Okay. What they Shed Hot Trivia Peppers, Shed 62. What did you go for?
We agree. Same.
Yep.
The same. So B, the Royal Family. Let's take a look. Is it there? It is. Well done.
Hey, we got
Correct.
We can at least say we got one right.
You both got it right. Yeah, I mean, it does stand out as being that's a nice, easy one to get us started. I think. I've seen the questions, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get tougher as we go along as well. So it's just to start making you think that, giving you that confidence, think, oh, we can do this. And then we're going to pull you down.
I do that every Saturday. I'll go, that was a couple of easy ones and hit them at the last.
But yeah, what a great TV show that was as well. And I think, quite a few of the questions, they do link back to media a little bit as well, don't they? So hopefully it's not, some of these questions aren't just going to be about purely music. So you do have that to sort of lean on as well, that some of these are going to link back to basically TV and film as well. So there we go. Nice one. Shall we have question number 2 then? We're off the mark. It's one apiece. So are we ready for question number 2, Judge Pat?
I'm very ready. Right, here we go. Eyes down. So, Everybody's Talking by Harry Nilsson is also in the 10 out of 10 club. I want to know, which film was this most associated with? Was it A, The Hustler, B, The Graduate, C, Midnight Cowboy, or D, Unforgiven?
Well, then one more time, Judge Pat.
So, which film is the song Everybody's Talking most associated with? A, The Hustler, B, The Graduate, C, Midnight Cowboy, or D, Unforgiven?
All words that could describe Judge Pat.
There's plenty more that are missing as well.
So yes, good stuff. Both got answers. Everybody got answers locked in. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go to the Shed Hot Trivia Peppers, Shed 62, Scott and Esther. What are you going with?
Wasn't 100% sure, but we went with Midnight Cowboy, C.
C. Speno Jane?
We haven't got a clue, so we've gone with A.
The Hustler.
The Hustler.
Hustler.
Okay. How many of those films have you seen, by the way, before we reveal what the answer is?
One.
None. Because
One.
just putting the question up again, I'm pretty sure I'm the same with those. I don't think I've seen any of those films either. I would say I've only heard of one of them as well, if I'm completely honest. It's not my probably era of films, but Judge Pat, what can you tell us anything about those films for anyone who doesn't know?
Which one have you seen?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I've seen it. I just say I've heard of it. I've heard of The Graduate, but that could also be because it's a pub. It's a pub near where I work. So that might be the more reason why I think I've seen it.
That's what you're thinking of. That's what you're thinking of there. That's what's ringing a bell in your head.
Are they all from a similar sort of time?
Yes, they are. They're similar sort of vibe as well. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So we had Shed 62 going for C, Midnight Cowboy. And we had Speno going for A, which was The Hustler. Okay. So, does anybody have the right answer?
Maybe not.
Somebody's got the right answer. Somebody has. Who's got it right? It's Shed 62.
Well done.
So, Midnight Cow. What can you tell us about that film, Midnight Cowboy, Judge Pat? Have you seen it then?
I've not seen it, no, but I just know that is in I do know that was in the famous scene. Like I said, I've got to do it on the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club, and that was was used in the famous scene. I've seen the scenes to that, but I've not seen the whole film.
So, what is the film about? I mean, I assume it's about a cowboy, but what is the film about?
It's not a film quiz. Come on.
I'm just wondering. What's the scene? What happens in the famous scene?
I've not seen it. I've not seen the film, so I wouldn't know what it's about.
Do you know what I have seen though? And has anyone else seen this before I talk about it? Have you seen Midnight Cowboy, Shed 62?
No.
And Speno? No one's seen it, right? Okay.
No.
I wouldn't, because I remember this song being used in Max and Paddy's Road to Nowhere when he goes for a job as a film star. Well, he thinks he's going for a job as a porn star, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's kind of, proper happy with his cowboy hat on, and he's wandering to this, shoot that he's going to. And he gets there. It's not quite what he expected, is it?
No. Do you remember the name of the movie you watched it, mate?
I do. It was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but maybe it was a slightly different name to that. But
Yeah.
Janie just says to me, mute the mic a minute. So I muted it, and I went, Jimbo's pen. She went, yeah.
I was just looking at that as well. Yeah.
So I failed to mention my fluffy pen is clearly my daughter's pen. I don't use pens anymore.
You say clearly.
No attempt to hide it, or just forgotten. But yeah, but yeah, this film is not. It's not the kind of film he wanted to go and make. Let's put it that way. It wasn't. The other actors in this film were not the actors he wanted to film with. Let's put it that way in the Max and Paddy film, shall we?
But let's just put it this way: you need to Google it. Google that. YouTube that scene. It's brilliant.
So I think that's probably why they used that song, because he had the cowboy hat on as well, didn't he? So
Yeah.
it might have been something to do with that, I'm assuming. So there we go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, are we ready for our next question?
Yeah.
So
We
on
are.
to question 3. The score stand currently Shed 62. We're taking the lead. It's 2-1. So here we go. Your next question is this one.
Just so you know, Jimbo, I'm doing the scores as well, just in case, because I know what you're like. But anyway, this next question 3, is guess the year, right? So, what year was David Bowie's Rebel Rebel song released? Was it A, 1972, B, 1974, C, 1976, or D, 1978?
And yeah, one more time.
So what year was David Bowie's Rebel Rebel song released? Was it 1972, 1974, 1976, or 1978?
There we go. Okay. So Rebel Rebel, obviously we kind of picked that, didn't we? Because we were trying to link some of the questions back to breweries.
Yeah.
So Tiny Rebel, obviously, is what we're linking back to there. Who are probably I'd probably say that they are the biggest or most popularly known brewery in Wales, I'd say. But it's interesting because when you go on like Untapped and have a look at the top 10 beers or I think it's top 50 beers in you like this pen, don't you? I'm waving this pen about.
You do it so lovely. You're kind of like you're like the fairy godmother.
I'll put it behind my ear. That won't look as weird, will it? No.
Yeah, it will.
But if you look at the top 50 beers from on Untapped for Wales, you'd imagine that a lot of Tiny Rebels would be on there, but actually it's not. Would anyone know what the brewery is that tend to feature more on that list, or seem to feature quite a lot more, and certainly have some of the higher rated beers on Untapped?
No.
Can you name another Welsh? It's not a bonus point, but it's a little mini quiz in the middle. What can you name another Welsh brewery, basically?
Oh. As soon as you say it, I probably know, but I can't. But we've got a big tiny Rebel Matt here.
Oh,
That's the one I'd think of. Yeah, that's it.
so we mentioned it in Martin Brewis last week because I think that this is one of the best supermarket beers I've had. And we found out the other day that Sainsbury's have redone their stock, so they've got a lot of new beers in at the minute. And one of them is a Polly's Brew Co. It's called Just Two Bodies. It's a pale ale, 5.5%. It's brilliant. You will not be, and it like Gloriol. Gloriol said it, but it drinks stronger than it sounds. 5.5%. It drinks more like maybe a 6.5, maybe even a bit higher. It's so thick. It's juicy. Really citrusy. It's got like a bit. You'll like it because it's got the pine. It's got quite a lot. It's got like a nice pine on the finish as well. Speno. It's It's called Just Two Bodies, and Polly's don't like. I think apparently some. Is it Marks and Spencers that might have a few Polly's in, but or maybe Tesco's. I don't know, but you don't often see Polly's in the supermarket. If you do, it's maybe one or two of them. But this is brilliant. Have you had a chance to try much Polly's Shed 62 being in the Netherlands?
No, I was about to say I'd never heard of it until recently, and then in the last 2 weeks or so, it's been all over my Instagram. So popping up on either adverts or with other people drinking it, but I've seen a lot of it. Yeah.
I mean, I noticed that you got to Eindhoven the other week and you found some Vocation, didn't you? Which is really impressive.
Yeah. Vocation actually is a bit more available in shops and stuff here, so it's not a lot, just like one or two types, but
I'm happy that you're getting a taste of Yorkshire out there in Hoorn in the Netherlands. Then Shed 62, because obviously it's a Yorkshire beer. I mean, it is a Leeds beer as well, which is the downside to it, unfortunately. But this is for Shed. So Pints of Sheffield the other day. They do a beer every year called a Pint of Sheffield, and they use Instagram polls to collect what people want the beer to taste like. So they ask, how bitter do you want it? Do you want it juicy? Do you want it hoppy? Do you want it as a pale? Do you want a stout? Do you want? They ask all sorts of different questions, and it comes out with the recipe for this beer, and then Triple Point brew it. Triple Point Brewing Sheffield brew it, and it's obviously Pints of Sheffield, the Instagram account that obviously organise all this. But anyway, they've been brewing it, and Triple Point haven't been happy with it. It's come out too bitter for what they wanted it to be and what the fans wanted it to be. So you know what they've done? They've poured it away and scrapped it. So and Pat, yeah, I know. Pints of Sheffield put out there saying, was this the right decision? Should we have just gone with it anyway? Or should we get the beer right? And most people said, yeah, we've got to get the beer right. People voted for it. You've got to get the beer right. My response was, could we have not have fitted in like a 9-mile pipe from Triple Point to the Ale and Audio Pub Shed, and I'd have drank it anyway.
And the rest. Keep going.
Exactly.
Keep going south.
We didn't have to call it a Pint of Sheffield. It was obviously a dodgy beer. It had not worked out. We could have called it not a Pint of Sheffield, or even better, we could have called it a Pint of Leeds. Even better. No, didn't take my advice, clearly. But anyway, so are we ready for an answer?
Yeah.
So, let's remind people of the question. What year was David Bowie's Rebel released? Do you want to give us the options, Judge Pat?
Yep. Was it A, 72, B, 74, C, 76, or D, 78?
Okay, so I think we're going back to Speno and Jane this time. How did you feel about this question? Was it a guess?
Well, I really like David Bowie. And I looked at all them years, and they all just looked like the answer. And I literally picked an answer because you didn't have a clue, did you? And then I changed my mind. So here's the change my mind look. So I started off with B, and then I changed it to C.
Just to let you know, it's not a countdown. You don't have to show your answers.
But it's very good of you that you did just to show you work, that you're being proper and good. That's good. So you've gone C, which would have been the year 1976. Okay. Shed 62, Shed Hot Trivia Peppers. What have you gone for?
We were also unsure, and we also changed our answer. And we were originally going for D, and we changed it to D.
They changed it so they originally went. You were going for D originally, and changed it for B. Okay,
B, yeah.
Right. So, has anybody got the right answer? Yes, somebody's correct. Who is that person? Who is the team? It's Shed 62 again.
It was go with your gut instinct.
1974. Yep. Well, there we go. So Shed 62.
Run out.
Your change worked.
There's still a lot of questions to go, though, and we are a lot of these are going to be guesses. So, that's how it works. So
I've got a whole page on ABBA. I haven't.
No. Don't get her hopes up, Judge Pat. We'll invite you back. We'll invite you back for the ABBA quiz if you want. Thing is, it's not going to be like the answers aren't going to be A, B, C, or D. It's going to be A, B, B, or A. So that's going to be more confusing. So, but there we go. Okay, so let's have another question then, shall we? So, Judge Pat, what's the next question?
Right, are we ready? So, Jimbo's just been talking about Sheffield and all the great breweries up there and that. So we know they have some great breweries up there. Heist, Abidal. I mean, you've took us to a few of them, haven't you, Jimbo, yourself? And we've had, I've even had some shipped down. So I want to know which one of these groups is not from Sheffield? Okay. Is it A, the Human League, B, Def Leppard, C, the Smiths, or D, Pulp? And to be fair, Jimbo does go on about this a lot in his Alan audio. Don't you, Jim? Don't you, Jimbo? You're very proud of these groups, aren't you?
I am very proud of the music scene, the Sheffield music scene. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And he does talk about the other three quite a lot.
So go on then. Remind us. Just do the question one more time for our listeners.
So I want to know which one of these is the imposter and is not from Sheffield. Is it A, Human League, B, Def Leppard, C, the Smiths, or D, Pulp?
Okay. What I will say is that one of those bands in particular are performing at Sheffield's music festival, which has been running, God, it's probably longer than I think now. It's been running quite a long time. It started off as a free festival and it just grew and grew and grew. And it's in Hillsborough Park now, and it's a huge festival over a couple of days. You can't, it's not a camping festival, but you can kind of get a weekend ticket and keep going back. So right next to the football ground.
Ask you which one. Ask him which one. Come on.
I'm not telling you which one, but one of those artists is actually, and I don't know when tickets come out, but I'm on the fence about whether I want to go or not, but I would like to see this band. I'm not going to say whether I've seen this band or not before, because that could also give something away.
There's a clue right behind his head for a start.
But yeah, no, the one of these bands are performing and at Tramlines in the summer, so I am really considering whether I really, it's quite, people say, it used to be free and now it costs money and stuff like that. I do know the organizer or the person who set up the Tramlines Music Festival as well. He also owns lots of bars in Sheffield as well, or like runs lots of bars and stuff. But it is good because like this year they've got like people like Jamie T there. Who else have they got there? I mean, I can't remember the lineup exactly. I think Jamie T, is it I can't remember the other names. But anyway, there's some huge names there, and they sort of totted up the prices it would be to see these bands individually at their own gigs, and it'd be a lot of money compared to how much it is to go and see all of these amazing bands in a full weekend at Tramlines, or even just one day. How much you get just for one day is incredible, really. So it is still a very good festival. They ruined the grass, unfortunately, last year at Hillsborough Park.
I don't know if it was all right.
Not that kind of grass.
All right.
No. But yeah, they ruined the grass. But they replanted it and everything. So they replanted, now it's even fresher and better than ever. But we did have a bad year of rain last year, didn't we? So what like for festivals? Have you been to many festivals in the past or anything like that? I mean, I haven't done I don't like the camping. I've never been keen on the camping thing because look, I like my own toilet. I like my own toilet. I like my own bed. I'm sorry. I don't mind going and coming back.
I've done Strawberry Fields. We had a local festival here, Summer Sunday, and then that changed. That all stopped. So like all the local musicians got together and took over it, and they did Simon Says, and it was fantastic. It was all the Leicester musicians making their own festival. It was absolutely brilliant. But then, of course, like the council didn't really want to help anymore with their little bit, so that stopped. But that's about the festival going I've done, and you haven't.
I haven't done any.
No.
But we did have Radio 2 party in the park here.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
We went both days.
Did you get free tickets for that? Because you were local. Did you get free tickets?
We got a discount, but we were posh. We were posh on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And paid for the executive bit.
Yeah.
We've got nice toilets.
Who did you see?
Who did we see? On the Saturday, we saw Tears for Fears, Texas, James Blunt. No, that was Sunday.
Oh,
Bananarama.
Did Rick Astley go as well? Was Rick Astley there?
Yeah, on the Sunday. Yeah.
On the Sunday, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was great. It was
brilliant.
to be honest with you, it was a really well put together, well organised party for the whole weekend. It was brilliant. It was really good.
Bit of Kylie.
Yeah, a little bit of Kylie.
Simply Red.
Tears for Fears were fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, real good. Really
Very good. What about
Not
yourself?
camping.
Do you get many festivals out your way? She had 62.
We haven't been to one in
I was going to say
ages.
there are plenty.
Yeah, there are
but-
plenty. Then the last actual festival I went to was in 97, V97. But we've done like lots of day ones, haven't we? And there's a load of different ones locally with some big names that we haven't been to. Like there's Rockwerchter, is that Belgium?
Belgium, yeah.
And then we have
Pink
Pop.
Lowlands.
Yeah. So
but we've not done the camping thing either because I do also like my own toilet.
Yes.
Same.
I love the one days. I love the things you can go and come back to. But like, yeah, I mean, I would love to do things like Glastonbury and Reading, but I've got to be honest with myself. I haven't got it in me. I do like my own bed and toilet. I can't even go like I can't go like when I'm out of shower. I love it. I just can't cope. I can't.
So that's the thing they show on Glastonbury, and they don't show the toilets. I mean, when
No.
you see them, you think, oh, I'm going to go to that next year. I'm going to get tickets. All the lighters are coming out. Everyone's having a great time. The flags are up. They don't see the shitty toilets, do they?
No. I don't want to be that.
Right on the TV, doesn't it?
I don't want to be that girl that fell into it. That's like, you remember a few years ago. You don't want to be that girl, do you? Or that boy, obviously. Anyway, right. Just a reminder of the question then. Just remind us of the question, Judge Pat will give the answers.
So basically, cut a long story short, I want to know which one of these is the imposter to Sheffield. Is it A, Human League, B, Def Leppard, C, the Smiths, or D, Pulp?
And
don't look behind Jimbo.
So let's give our answers then. I think we're on to back to Shed 62. I think Shed Hot Trivia Peppers for the first answer for this one. What are you going with?
There's two that I'm 100% know are definitely from Sheffield. The other two I'm on the edge. So I think we've written down B, but I think I'm going to change it to C last minute. And I think I'm going to go, I think I'm going to say C, Smith.
You're going to say C, the Smiths, okay. All right, Speno, what you reckon?
So we
Jane?
thought, sorry, I'm taking over now.
Confidence is coming from the 8%.
That's that
we
start
were
kicking
similar-
in.
So we were the same. I was pretty confident about two, but not so sure about the other two. So we have also gone for C.
Oh, okay. So both going for the Smiths, right? Which were the two that you were confident about that were from Sheffield? So go to Shed 62 first.
Human League and Pulp are definitely from Sheffield.
Okay.
Definitely.
Is that the
And
same for
only
yourself? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
The
Shed
Smith I
62?
thought was from. I thought Smiths because Morris. I thought he was from Manchester, but I don't ever remember a connection to Sheffield with him. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Don't sing like a Sheffield lad, does he?
Right.
I
So
went up to the pub and I went out and I didn't have no to wear.
there's a light that never goes out. Right, so let's have a look then. Who's got the right answer? Well, you've both gone for the same answer. So has anybody got it right? Well, I can tell you, you both got it right. Yes, well done. It was the Smiths, correct. Well done.
And Scott was bang on the money there. They are actually, in fact, from Manchester.
There we go. So yeah, Def Leppard's one that people might not know because obviously they're massive, they're huge, but like, and to be fair, they're not a band that I've they're well before my time in a sense, but also it's not generally my kind of music. But yeah, from Sheffield, and one of the biggest selling artists in the world as well. So yeah, Def Leppard also from Sheffield. But there you go. And can anyone guess which artist it is that is supposed to be at Tramlines at the Sheffield Music Festival this summer?
It's gonna be Human League.
Pulp, I hope.
Pulp, I would have said.
So Pulp have
just reformed, didn't they?
Pulp have kind of reformed, and they're still in the minute. I think still finishing their tour. I've seen them. I saw them at seen them twice now, but the last time I saw them was at the Arena last year. Loved it, brilliant. People expected Pulp might be there. But they're not. It's actually the Human League. So well done, Speno. A little no bonus points, I'm afraid, but you got that little extra question right there. Yeah, if only.
just showing off. Just showing off.
So the scores currently stand at 4-2 to Shed 62. There we go. So still plenty of time to pull it back. On to the next question then. Here we go.
So, next question is, hit me with your best shot. Was it a big hit for who? Is it A, Hart, B, Blondie, C, Pat Benatar, or D, King Carnes?
And again?
Hit me with your best shot. Was a big hit for who? Hart, A, Blondie, B, Pat Benatar, C, Kim Carnes, D.
Okay. Don't forget, listeners, keep us up to date. Let us know how you're doing.
We're just going to find a pen. Our pen has just run out.
Oh, look at that. Did not prepare for that.
Spare.
Oh, look. Do we give Speno Jane an extra point for having a spare pen? By the way, feel
that thing where you can hand it through.
If anyone needs feel free to take a toilet break whenever you need. Just give me a shout, and it's fine. Just
I'm
go
on my
for
third
it.
bit, so I might need one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
you only get 30 seconds for wheeze, no solids.
Yeah, you haven't got time to watch.
He goes behind the shed, so that's not a problem.
No time for washing your hands.
Get that sanitizer out.
He's got wipes.
Yeah, look, it's always like just roundabout. There's loads of tours. There's about 45 urinals out the back, and then you just have a bit of a baby wipe when you get back in. Jobs are good. And
right, here we go.
You don't expect tips on this show, do you?
No, well, this is it. This is a good pub shed question we've never asked before. Come on, let us know your toilets rituals when it comes to the pub. I'm very lucky. We have a downstairs toilet, and it is like in our kind of just off the kitchen. So it's like just there. I can just run and I can be there in 2 seconds and and back again. Don't wash my hands, save me time. I'm joking, but like honestly, but I have thought about this because my missus doesn't mind me having my friends around, but she hates people coming in the house and not taking the and then they walk all the muck through into the. It's only a short bit of space, but she gets a bit annoyed about that. So I sometimes think, it's only lads in it. Do I put a little urinal out there or something? Has anyone else done that? Is that something you do, or do you just go for a sneaky one behind the shed? Let us know. Let us know. Some people have got further to go than I have.
No, don't.
Even Janie will do it every now and then. Anyway, Jimbo, just a very quick one. Look at that. I've brought a lava lamp to you. Look.
Is that the Azvex?
No, that is from Hackney Church Brewery. That's what's in the box number 7. Look at that beauty.
Very nice. Well, it does. That you know what? Thinking about it, that glass that is the best way to describe it. That is a lava lamp shaped glass, isn't it? Pretty much.
It is, isn't it?
That's what it is. Yeah.
Speno, can I just interject a little bit? Next time she goes for a toilet in the garden, could you put that on YouTube?
No.
You need to play that Barry White now,
please.
Can we just say,
it doesn't happen very often.
This is one of the first times Jane has decided. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for this. I'm gonna get involved. Don't put her off. Stop it, Judge Pat.
Thank you.
Just trying to relax.
For the first and last time.
I knew she'd love it.
What about yourself, Shed 62? Are you fortunate enough to have a nearby toilet, or do you have to also admit to these toilet habits? Cover your ears, Esther.
No, our toilet's a fair way away, and we have to go through the whole house.
Oh,
no, it's fine. It's fine. We've turned our living room into a swamp having a party before, so it's terrible.
Oh, this is it.
Actually, one of my goals for this year is to get a red what they call it, a telephone box. Yeah. You know, the old-fashioned telephone boxes, and put a Portaloo in it. So I want to have one in the garden. You can just go in and have it.
Well, let's face it, they all smell like that anyway.
Yeah, but then it can also have some. It can also have some cards in there as well.
Yeah.
Dodgy cards.
Who wants to buy a 19-year-old TV?
Yes. Call Judge Pat for fun. Yes. But I've seen people who get, because I've got a really little. I've got a small. When I did this place, I had to get a really tiny shed, a small little shed for, garden stuff and various things. I've seen people, the Keeta plastic things. I've seen people who bought them and then got like one of those like mini portable chemical toilet things and put them in it. That's brilliant. If you've got the space for something like that.
Jimbo, I'm contemplating that this year.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Certainly
I
for parties.
box idea.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the phone
get
box
one of
idea
those. Yeah.
That would bring back some memories for me. The old phone box. Yeah. I like that.
Let's remind people of the question. The last question then is this. What's the question, Judge Pat?
So hit me with your best shot. Was a big hit for who? Was it A, Hart, B, Blondie, C, Pat Benatar, or D, Kim Carnes?
Okay, we're going for, first of all, we're back to Speno and Jane, the must-have beers.
Right, well, I am absolutely 100% confident about this answer. It's a brilliant song. I absolutely love it. And if it was in the song request courtroom, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because I think it really is an absolutely fantastic song for the guitar solo as well. So, yeah, it's C and it's Pat Benatar. I can't say the second name now.
Well, you've waffled on enough.
Yeah.
Pat Benatar, C.
Shed 62, the Shed Out Trivia Peppers. Are you saying the same?
Exactly the same. I got given the album, or I request. Yeah, same. Yeah,
the same. Right.
You got so who give you the album? Was it a present?
I've lost you.
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, it was. I asked for a different album. I think it was Tanita Tikaram, and I got Pat Benatar, but I really loved it. It was "Love Is a Battlefield" was the album.
That's the one. Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant song, brilliant.
I think we're pretty confident about this one, aren't we? Well done.
Yay!
It was C. Pat Benatar, yes, well done. So yeah, brilliant, good stuff. I got the questions in advance, obviously, because I had to do all the the fancy bits with the slides and everything. This would have been one I wouldn't have guessed. I don't think. I think this is where I dropped some points. Obviously, I got the Sheffield one right, but that's so that would have been a bit unfair. But I would have dropped points on this one. Well, maybe the Bowie one as well, because that would have been a guess of year. I would have, I'd been a bit like you two, guessing the sort of quite close years and stuff like that. But yeah, so I wouldn't have known that one. So well done to you both. You both managed to get yourself a point there, which makes it it makes it 6-3. So you're keeping in touch, Speno and Jane.
I agree. I think it's only the same question.
Don't start intervening.
All to play for. It's all to play for.
Miss Jimbo, we're getting some really bad lag on the laptop. Can we try and change onto my phone in case that's?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course you can. Go for it. Well, it's the same link. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
All right.
I tell you what, without the day's gone today, we literally had an omelette this morning, didn't we? And then we've had note to eat all day, so I might be slurring. In the
Okay, so I've got any crisps in? We've got any crisps in?
No, do you know what? We used to have quite a few. We used to have a few. We used to have the bar snacks in here, but what I do is I just
get pissed and eat them all.
I get absolutely steaming, and the next day I'm like, "Who's ate all the snacks?" It's like, yeah, I have.
But this is what it's all about, though, isn't it? You're in your bar, you're having a drink. That's what happens when you have a drink. So just and that's what you do in a pub. It's just it's more genuine.
Yeah, it is.
I messed loads of things up. I'm on a 7.7 here, so in fact, Jimbo, we can have another one. Is he with us?
I'm with you. What's up? Sorry.
You can have another drink as well. You had yours.
I've gone and grabbed one while everyone was
nice.
Is this Sputnik?
I didn't even see you leave the leave your chair.
Look,
how did you do that?
I don't have to go. I can reach the fridge from here, which is brilliant. So I can just go like that. And I'm in.
Fantastic.
Oh, hold on. We swap them round now. We've got them in. Here we go.
We're in.
So I'll remove. There we go.
Yeah. Beautiful.
How's that?
Oh, I like
One moment. Can you hear us?
I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, I close this one.
Well, that's a good effect. I like that.
There we go. That should be better now.
Could you say exterminate?
That's it.
Exterminate.
YouTube viewers, you're getting the beauty of an unedited version where we have all the technical. Well, that's it. I don't do any editing. I've no time for that.
Raw. It's raw.
That's it. Yeah. So let's remind ourselves of the last question then, Judge Pat.
That wasn't the last question. I haven't said that one yet. Jimbo.
Oh, they're getting a sneak
Next
peek.
question.
Next.
This
All
is
right.
the
Okay.
next
1 second.
question.
Right. Go for it.
So hit me with your best
no.
shot. Was it?
Oh no, we've got to ask the question. We've already done this.
Yes.
We've got to ask the next question.
Yes.
Right. Okay. That's fine then. I was confused where we were. There we go. We can ask the next question now.
Yeah. So we all know Dave from the Hardy Arms has finally found a pint of the black stuff, hasn't he? And I had a few too many myself at the rugby. But Amy Winehouse went back to black herself. But in what year was her album Back to Black released? Was it 2000, 2003, 2006, or 2009? And what was Dave's record, Jimbo, the other day? Was it 10?
Did he get to 10? He wants to get to 19, doesn't he? I think. Yeah. Give us the question again, and we'll have a chat about that.
Okie dokie. So Amy Winehouse went back to black herself. I want to know what year was her album Back to Black released? Was it A, 2000, B, 2003, C, 2006, D, 2009?
Gone too soon, of course, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned Dave, and you know he's obviously into his Guinness now, and now you know what he's gone through this year. He's just transformed, hasn't he? You know, we're only on like you know at the time recording. It's 28th of January, and he's into brown sauce now. He's into Guinness. What was the other thing he said? He messaged me over there.
S&M.
that was it.
That was the private one. Sorry.
He said he tried. He said he tried goat's cheese. There's all sorts of stuff. He just
penis ornaments.
Yeah, he's got his. I think it's that decanter that turned him. You know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
He's starting to drink like this.
I'll tell you what,
say
though.
that I'm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, carry on, Speno.
I'm booked in to go out with him to try and beat that 19 pints of Guinness thing. I've messaged him and said, I'll come with you and we'll try and beat that 19 pints of Guinness in the day. And he's up for it.
And I'm going away that weekend.
Yeah, I don't
the
blame you.
best.
That's very wise, Jane.
And I
when
just
you
hope
get back
that
the
when
following
I get back
weekend.
to his, I don't use his penis decanter.
I think we nearly beat the 19 pints on the
We did.
on the Stoke night, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had a few that night. And then
You did, didn't you, Patriot?
Jan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you was there earlier though, weren't you, than me? You went for it earlier. I was clever and I got out of the way for half of the day. So
I think we was on 11 hours that day. I think it was near enough. 10, 11 hours.
We'll top it at Pablo's.
Yeah.
But
I'd be spending all day in the toilet, I think, if I was having 19 pints. But my most I've ever had was 13 on Boxing Day one year. I had 13 pints. That was from like 11 till 11.
What was you drinking?
Caffrey's.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to get hold of some coffee. You can't get it now for love of the money.
I will say though,
really?
like you know, trying new things is something when you get out. Like, I mean, Dave's going through this now. He's obviously tried Guinness, he's tried brown sauce and goat's cheese and stuff like that. Like,
S&M.
My thing that I've S&M, yeah. My thing, and I've got the marks to prove it. And I'm joking. But no, my thing is like obviously I'm veggie and I've been for 2 years now. But I always never liked egg. But I was in the generation that was brought up when there was the egg thing, where you couldn't. There was egg like food
Salmonella.
poisoning.
Edwina
That was
Curry.
the thing. So I was a baby during that era, so I didn't have much egg when I was young. So I think I never really liked egg because I grew up and I was never given egg earlier on. So, but you know, now I'm veggie. I've randomly started. It's a bit of a backwards move, really, because obviously, you know, egg is still an animal produce, and I'm only veggie, so that's kind of fine for me. But like, I've started having that more, and I've started to like it more, which is good because it's good for me in one sense because it's giving me natural protein, which I don't get as much of as what I used to get, obviously, with the not having proper meat. But weirdly, I'm loving egg now, and I've never fried egg, scrambled egg's fine. I've always been all right with that. But yeah, I still can't do the boiled egg. You know, the stodgy, like the cold stock. Ooh, no, I can't.
Chocolate egg. You like
chocolate egg's fine. Yeah, I've always been. Funny enough, I've always been fine with chocolate egg.
You done omelettes, Jimbo?
Yeah, omelets I was always sort of okay with as well because they're a bit more like pancakes, aren't they? So
yeah, you can put anything in it as well. We love an omelette, don't we?
Yeah, but I don't like egg. I don't like egg, but I'll have an omelette.
It's weird, isn't it? Like you like this, you don't like that, but then you like it's weird, isn't it? I always find that. But I think as you go, I mean, one thing people say, "Oh, you like it when you're older. You like it when you're older. Your taste change. You like it when you're older." Sprouts,
true.
Absolutely no way in hell. No way.
Sprout.
Speno, you love a sprout. We look at it.
do.
Yeah.
Pat's nodding as well. No, there's something wrong. Sorry. Right. Let's go back to that question then. Just remind us what it was, Pat.
So, Amy Winehouse went back to black herself, but in what year was their album Back to Black released? Was it A, 2000, B, 2003, C, 2006, or D, 2009?
I can't remember where we're going to. Who's next? Who's the next to reveal the answer?
I think it was us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's Shed Hot Trivia Peppers first, is it? Is that
Do you
right?
know, I love them names. Them names are brilliant, aren't they? That's a good one. I mean, these two.
Yeah,
that's some effort there.
It's a good start. Some to take some beating, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They must have beers and Shed Hot Trivia Peppers. Shed 62. Then go on. Then what are you going with first? What your answer going to be?
Again, wasn't sure on this one, but trying to trace it back because we left the UK in 2003, so it's kind of it's a bit of a crossover. But we're going with C, I think, 2006.
Okay. And Speno and Jane.
Well, if this is the right answer, we're not moving anywhere forward because we've gone for C as
Why
well.
is that
And I've got no idea where the thumbs up's coming from. We're ghosting there or something. Yeah, C 2006.
C 2000. So you both gone for the same answer again? Well, I can tell you that you've both got the right answer. Yes, it was C 2006. There we go. Which she won. Let's have a look. Get me a fluffy pen out. That makes it 7.
That's not code, ladies and gentlemen.
That makes it 7-4. Well done. Okay. Right. Let's move into our next question straight away. No messing about. Here we go. Next question. Judge Pat, what we're talking about with this one?
Well, we're going to me electronic. Some of you know that I do like me electronic music. So I want to know what other 80s electronic band did electronic, because they're in the 10 out of 10 club, aren't they? So the band electronic, what band
is that getting away with it?
Getting away with it, yeah, that's the track. Yeah. And I'll put that in there, I think it was a few months ago now. So I want to know, what band did they originate from? Was it A, Pet Shop Boys, B, Depeche Mode, C, New Order, or D, Massive Attack?
And again, for the listeners.
So I want to know, what other 80s electronic band did electronic originate from? A, Pet Shop Boys, B, Depeche Mode, C, New Order, or D, Massive Attack? And I remember you watching a documentary on this, didn't you, Jimbo? And you learned all about this, all their back catalogue and history. And I remember you telling me
it might have been a film.
Was it a film?
I won't say what film it was in case it gives anything away. But yeah, there we go. So I'll give you a little bit of time to think about that.
Can you just put the question back up again? Because we forgot.
Yeah, Pat, do you want to read it? Do you want to read it again for us, Pat? Actually.
Yeah. So the band Electronic are in the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club, but I want to know, what other 80s band did they originate from? Was it A, Pet Shop Boys, B, Depeche Mode, C, New Order, or D, Massive Attack?
Okay, so let's go to Speno and Jane first. What you reckon?
Well, Janie's reckoning because Jane's quite competitive and like me, and she says, how can they have 7 points when this is the number 7 question? She's got
I was thinking this a while back, but I was going to listen to it back.
Sorry, it's me.
Not 6-3.
So what was
He told me not to challenge it.
I said,
No,
don't challenge it.
no.
It's only a game.
I was going to tell him off because I think this has been going on a while.
Yes, it has.
But we'll work it out. We'll get worked out.
So what's the score then? Because I've marked everyone down.
It's
I've got
6-4 to them.
6. Sorry, I just not counted them. I'd not counted. It's 6-4. You're right because you're
We're
right.
gonna lose
Sorry,
anyway.
6-4. 6-4.
That's just a bit of fun.
It was 6 questions for an hour.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't even remember the question now.
I was doing it as well. I've been doing it as I go along.
It's all right.
So
I'm doing it as well.
Good.
Look, I've got
papers.
I've got a track record of not being good at keeping score, but here we go. Once again, so what was your answer then, Speno and Jane, for this particular one?
It was C, New Order.
Okay. And what about yourselves? That's the must-have beers answers. But what about Shed Hot Trivia Peppers, Shed 62? What do you reckon?
We went with the same New Order, but there's something in the back of my head that Neil Tennant was something to do with the electronic as well from Pet Shop Boys. But no, I'm going to go with New Order. We're going to go with New Order.
So you're both again going for the same answer. Okay.
You can't put a fag paper between these two, can you?
Look, I'm going to have to tell you that on this occasion, you are both correct again. I'm worse than Chris Tarrant.
No, you're not.
It is C, New Order, so well done. It is now 7-5.
Yeah.
7-5. Okay, good stuff. Are you enjoying the quiz so far? How are you finding it?
Good fun.
It's good fun. Yeah, really good.
Do you feel like
we're loving it? We was on mute then.
Do you feel like you've got more points than you thought you'd get at the minute, or less than you thought you'd have?
Yes,
I mean,
way more.
it's not too difficult for. Yeah, Shed 62 were like, just following suit as to how they do usually in the Judge Pat Pop quiz. But I'm sure there's still going to be a question that's going to be a little bit more tricky coming up for him. So it's, can you capitalise is the question, Speno and Jane.
We've got to stop getting the same answers.
No, I'm happy to get the same as them because they're good.
So we're going to have to actually show you workings now. I'm going to go back on that. I think we need to
Right.
You can do that.
No, I'm only joking. This game's based on trust. If you play my Saturday game, it's based on trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, listeners, please let us know how you're doing as well and how you did with each question and stuff. We'd love to know, and we'll report back next time we do it because we're hoping to do this, every maybe 6-7 weeks or so. So there'll be other pub shedders taking part, and then the idea is we'll have quarterfinals and all that kind of thing as well. It's like Gladiators, isn't it, Judge Pat?
It is, but without the treadmill thing at the end.
Yeah. Well, we haven't said that yet. That's not, we might have that still. Still thinking about that. I'm looking into it. I'm looking into it. Yeah.
It's in Sheffield, isn't it?
It is in Sheffield, so I could get it cheaper. I don't have to pay for delivery.
Typical Northerner saying that, isn't it? Typical Northerner. Get it cheaper.
Judge Pat, the next question.
The next question. So, REO Speedwagon are also in the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club. But in the lyrics of Keep On Loving You, what doesn't he want to do? Doesn't he want to A, creep, B, sleep, C, hate, or D, fight?
And one more time.
In REO Speedwagon's Keep On Loving You, what doesn't he want to do? Does he not want to creep, B, sleep, C, hate, or D, fight? And you're all singing it now, aren't you, in your head?
Oh, it's a great track. It's an absolute,
We was singing it.
Yeah. Love it.
I can hear you whispering it. I can hear it. I was like...
was that one that you put in the 10 out of 10 club, or was it a John won that one?
It was me. That was me, yeah.
It was you. Okay.
Love it.
When was that? Was it fairly recently? Was it a while ago?
Yeah, I think it's on the latter end of this. Yeah.
It might have been like the speed theme, I'm guessing, the fast and slow songs and stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah. Which was the end of last year, halfway through, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I forgot who I'm supposed to be going to next. Is it Speno and Jane next, or is it Shedot? Is it the mustache? No, is it the Shedot trivia peppers first?
I think so. Yeah.
Shedot trivia peppers. What have you gone for?
We went for B. Sleep.
Sleep. B. What about Speno and Jane?
We went for sleep as well.
Both
sleep.
going for sleep. Both going for the same answer. Sleep. Okay.
Worse than Dave and Andy.
Now, obviously,
Wow.
you've gone for the same answers on a couple of occasions, and that's been turned out to be correct. You've both managed to get it correct. This time, though, I can tell you that once again, or not once again, maybe, but maybe not. You both got it right.
Oh dear. Do you know what, Jimbo? I'd love to know what the people at home have got.
What was that, Pat?
I would love to know what the people at home have got.
Yes.
Is there any way we could get people to text you in and say, what their scores were out of 14?
They could do it via Instagram.
Yes.
They could do it by any means they want to. However, another way they could do it is...
You can follow Judge Pat at the_Patriot_Lockdown_Bar.
Send Judge Pat a message and let him know, because he's more likely to remember it than I am.
I'll do more like me. Don't you worry about it.
So well done. I now make that 8-6.
Well, careful, Jimbo. Janie's brain. She's watching.
Getting too good at this.
That is right.
Thing is, you dropped a couple of points early on, Speno and Jane, but you've proper kept to. Honestly, you've been right up there. Yeah.
I think the next two are going to part them now.
Oh,
it's not in our favour.
Let's go then. Let's
go. Part the ways like Moses did. They're going to.
Can I interrupt and say I'm just trying this new beer called Piece of Cake from Front Owl. If you can find it, it's one of the best. I've just tried it for the first time. It is gorgeous. It's a red velvet pastry stout, and it is fantastic.
Oh,
really
wow. That's a Speno kind of.
What?
10%.
Oh my god, that's a Janie drink. You'll love that. Oh my word.
That's a Speno kind of beer. That's definitely a Speno kind of beer. I think.
We've got Dave on the old Guinness. Do you reckon Pablo will ever do a stout?
We could work him up to
Pablo?
No.
Yeah.
I might buy him one for his birthday.
Next question. Are we ready?
Next
Judge Pat?
question. Yeah, I'm ready. So, Brew York have released some new beers lately, and I've seen them all over Instagram, all over the place. So, Brew York, but I want to know, Frank Sinatra, I want to know what year was his version of New York released? Was it A, 1977, B, 1978, C, 1980, or D, 1981?
And once again,
what year was Frank Sinatra's New York released? A, 77, B, 78, C, 80, D, 81.
Speaking of the beers, I had last night, at the time of recording, it's Sunday, so Saturday night, I had a Juice Forsyth from Brew York, double fruited Juice Forsyth. So same percentage, I believe, but it was just fruitier, like slightly. I wouldn't say I noticed the biggest difference. I've had the Juice Forsyth before, which is a double sort of strength juice Forsyth, but this one was just double fruited, so it kind of had a bit more thickness to it, sort of thing. Very, very nice. And I want to give a massive shout out to Head of Steam in Sheffield and Scott, the landlord there, the sort of like, the bar manager, who gave me a glass. 1 second. The glass.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That looks brilliant.
The full-on glassware. So I'm chuffed that you gave me that. Because I went in.
Is that a straight-edged one? Like the old-fashioned pint? Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it juice as in like a New England IPA juice or a West Coast IPA juice? Is it danky or is it really fruity?
No, it's really fruity. Yeah, very, very fruity. It's a lot of mango. It's very. Have you ever had it before? Oh, it's brilliant.
No,
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. I mean, it's one of them. I think if you had two, you're probably done on that. As in, you probably wouldn't have a third because it's very. It is very smoothie like. Not in the same way that some sours are, because I kind of don't get along with the sours. You never know. I might be like Dave, though. Going on a journey and not being a sour.
I've been trying some sours. When I spoke to Rate My Beer, Paul and Michelle last night, I actually drank a sour last night, and from Hackney Church. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice. I don't think it wasn't that sour. It was quite tame. It was nice, So I'm moving my way that way.
What about yourself, Shed62? You a sour man or not?
I had one yesterday. I had one from, I think it's Anderson's Brewery in New Zealand. To be honest, it was okay. I didn't love it, but it was drinkable. Yeah, some are great. If you have some of the Belgian, like the Lambics or the Gozers, they're really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Jimbo, as our meets have been coming on more and more now. I mean, we've met each other quite a lot of times now, haven't we? And now the females are getting in on it, aren't they? And I don't know about you, but I think it's a good introduction for women. I think a lot of women go for the sours. Because I know, Nikki. She got into the beer seat. She went, I don't like beer. But I was literally persistent with it. I was like, try that. And it was only when I had the sour, she went, I like that. And I know Craig's other half, she likes the same. She's a sour per. Andrew's Abby, she's the same. So I don't know if it's like a good introduction for our partners to get in on the act. You know what I mean? If they don't like the beers, they don't.
I tried Steph with a brute juice Forsyth, and she still said no, still very beery. but it's not a sour. But that isn't a sour. So I think I could. I'm tempted. I wouldn't buy a sour myself. This is the issue, but I'm tempted to go and buy one. I need the best. Right, for someone who, this is a shout out. This is a call out for help. Okay, anybody who doesn't recommend me a drink for someone who doesn't like beer in the slightest. Right. We think sours could be a possibility.
Yeah,
to try, but I need the perfect one to start with. I'll give you. She likes Haribo. She likes Tangfastics. If that's anything to go by. She's a wine drinker. Because I'm thinking they're a bit sour, aren't they? Some of them. She's a wine drinker. She likes a Pinot Grigio. She likes a rum. She likes a gin. She likes Di Serrano and Coke. I need the perfect sour that's going to get her onto sours. I'm
not liking the sour. No, it's the chocolatey stouts that have kind of, I suppose, got me into.
Yeah.
Not all of them. It's like it's just the chocolate thing.
Yeah, Jenny's really into anything chocolatey, anything chocolate stouty. Is really good. But let me you just been to one of them Turkish barbers, Judge Pat?
I have, yeah. I've had the old string on. Look, I was getting a bit hot actually.
Pat's taking his wig off. For anyone who's listening,
you can recognise me now. Look,
I can beat that.
You got the same hairdresser as me.
The chocolate thing, though, like I can't get her on stouts because, even if I avoid the coffee one, because she doesn't like coffee, but even if I avoided the coffee ones and just went for the dessert stout, she wouldn't like that because she's also got a thing about milk. She doesn't. So anything that's, what I mean, it's
things like that. Yeah.
Does she mind bitter?
That wasn't
the Cloudwater one was really fantastic. I can't think what it was. But
MCI or something.
Yeah, MCI. at my continuous
Improvement.
Oh, that was absolutely outrageous.
Did you say bitter, Esther, as an option as well?
Yeah, I said if you like bitter, because I just tried this red velvet one, and I really don't like beer because I don't like bitter. And it's still got a slightly bitter aftertaste, but it's a very sweet and definitely red velvety kind of drink. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I had a couple of the like Black Forest Gatto-y ones, so I guess that might be on the same sort of lines, and that's probably what got me interested. But equally, I've had some really awful ones.
Yeah, we've had some terrible ones. Jimbo, can we put our hands up? Please remember you go for a toilet break.
Yes, I need a toilet break too.
Right.
Let's do that right now.
The house. I'm going to go around the back.
I am going up the house.
But the thing is, what will be funny about it is I'm going to keep my mic on, so you may even
No.
hear.
I'm going to mute it. I'm muting it.
Toilet break.
Oh, these little bladders are theirs.
On the yonder here, we've got the chocolate-covered biscuit toasted marshmallow stout coming in at 7% ABV. It's quite lightweight compared to what stouts are being drank tonight from the Shed Hop Trivia Peppers, and I can't believe I said that for 3 years. But yeah, pretty good for my lady wife here. So yeah,
very nice. Sounds great.
Very good.
My new scout queen.
Enjoy. I think we're all having a few more than we probably thought we might do tonight, to be fair.
I'm glad I brought reserves.
Oh, look at that rising up there. Beautiful.
So I think we need. Is it the next? I can't remember if it's the next question or if we're revealing the next answer. There we go. Yeah, we've already asked a question, haven't we?
Yes,
so,
we need the answer to.
Remind us, Judge Pat, what question we were looking at.
So we need the answer to what year was Frank Sinatra's New York, New York released? Was it A 77, B 78, C 80, D 81?
Okay. I can't remember who I asked last time first, but I think I'm back to Speno and Jane. I think, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah.
Speno and Jane. You're the barman, Speno. You should be.
I know. So what did we say?
So we said D because we really haven't got a clue.
Right. Which was 81.
81. Okay. What about yourselves? The Shed Hop Trivia Peppers at Shed 62. What you reckon?
We were arguing. We both thought it wasn't the 70s, but we were like 80, 81. Like there's 1 year in between. I don't know. And we've taken a gamble for C 1980. So this is getting exciting now.
Oh, I told you, start parts in the way. Here we go.
So different answers here. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean that anybody's got it right, obviously. But we've got Speno and Jane going for D, which is 81. We've got Shed 62 going for C, which is 1980. Okay. So first of all, let's make it interesting. And shall we ask the question, has anybody got it right? Somebody's got it right.
It's not going to be us.
My fluffy bunny pen is ready to mark down the point for somebody.
Stop shaking it. Stop shaking it. Look at Widow Twanky.
So, who's got it right? Is it Speno and Jane who went for 1981? Listeners, you're going to be on your edgy seats as well. Is it Shed 62 who've gone for obviously Esther
1980.
Scott gone for 1980? I can tell you, well done to Shed 62. 1980. C.
Can I just tell you why we didn't go for C?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've written all the answers down, and we've had far too many C's. So I decided it could be C.
I was saying the same. I was like, we're on B, C, B, C, B, C. It's like,
Judge Pat for you. He's
he
a
likes to
devious
see,
podcast.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Judge Pat's in charge of the answers and the questions.
I am.
So
You know,
feedback is a gift.
you know how sneaky I can be on a Saturday. I'll put an answer in there and I'll play the music. It's the wrong music. It might be the right music. You know, sneaky. It's yeah. Just go with your gut. Go with your gut.
So we've so far got Shed 62 incredibly have managed to get every question. I mean, this is the first time we've done this, and you've got all 9 right so far. We've 4, we've only a few to go. Really, what 5 questions to go? Is it something like that?
They might start playing on a Saturday every week.
Yeah. It was
It could all go wrong very quickly.
It was a tough one to be drawn against Speno and Jane, but you've done really, really well. And again, very close to the right answer anyway there. So well done, Speno and Jane. Now, next question. Okay, here we go. It's this one from Judge Pat.
Right. So, like I say, all in the 10 out of 10 club, most of these. And so Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor is in the 10 out of 10 club. In the opening lyrics or the opening line of the track, what is the amount of time that she gives? Is it A, 7 hours and 15 days? Is it B, 10 hours? C, 10 hours and 16 days? Or D, 7 hours and 10 whole days?
Mm.
And this was it our numbers week, Jimbo, this one? Was it numbers or
I think it...
or 2 or something?
It could have been, yeah. I always find it quite interesting. It's quite an old song, isn't it? Because it goes back to obviously Prince originally, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the fact that they've got number 2 in the actual song title, that's not, it's like text speak, and it was obviously well before its time, weren't it? Really.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. Obviously, Sinead O'Connor, the most popular version of this track, even though it was Prince that wrote it and obviously performed it first. So yeah.
Do you know? I remember when because I judged this, and this is when I put in, and I remember being on MTV, and that big close up of her face, such a beautiful face, shaved hair, no hair, and her eyes were so like just stunning face. Yeah,
Everything comes from the eyes. Everything.
Yeah,
everything comes from the eyes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was real as part of it.
This one I'm drinking now. Quick recommendation. This Slipway from St Ives Brewery. It's a session New England IPA at 5% as a session New England IPA.
Session beer. Wow.
Yeah, very, very nice. That is very nice. It is. So yeah, threw that one in. Dave
might have had that one before because I know he's been to St Ives not that long ago as well. So yeah,
he has actually. Yeah, he did have it when he was there. Yeah.
So yeah, Sinead O'Connor. I mean, they do say that was a real tear, don't they? That she cried in that particular song. That's what they say. I think it struck a bit of an emotional point for her. And she, I mean, what a person. She was an amazing person, weren't she? Proper character. I mean, I know she was controversial in some respects as well, but some would say for the right sort of reasons.
I was going to say, quite understandably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just being honest, isn't it? With the views, just being honest. And
exactly.
That's great.
Yeah. So let's go with. I think we're on to Shed 62. No, we're not. Come on, remind me where we're going first here.
It's the must have beers.
The must have beers. Speno and Jane going first. What have you gone for?
To say it wrong now.
No, it's an even question. It's them first. We're odd.
Pat,
Janie, come on.
Remind us of the question first.
So the question is, what is the amount of time in the opening line of Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor? Is it A, 7 hours, 15 days, B, 10 hours flat, C, 10 hours and 16 days, or D, 7 hours and 10 whole days?
Well, it's been 7 hours and 15 days, A.
Okay, Speno and Jane going for A. What about yourselves?
Yeah, we agree. It's the same. Our first A.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Based on how things have gone. Based on how things have gone.
Go on, sing it. Come on, here we go.
No, we were on mute.
No, I'm not singing.
It can sing.
I can sing, but not with this COVID bloody throat that I've still got. Everybody,
Thing is,
won't go away.
Come on, do the Rod Stewart version.
Is it too early? Is it too early to play this song, which is quite a slow song, obviously? As much as I love the song, is it? Do I need to find a dance mix of it?
Yeah. Where's Pablo?
Yeah, if I can, I'll get onto Pablo, see if we've got a dance mix of it.
Did this hit 10 out of 10? Pat,
It
did
is
this hit the 10 out of 10? Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if it didn't.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I think it's definitely got to be in there on it.
Yeah,
so you've both gone for the same answer again. But is this a mistake? Bearing in mind every answer has been B or C so far.
It hasn't. It hasn't.
Has it not?
No.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
No,
it has.
Yeah, I think it has as well.
Until this
okay, so let's reveal the answer then. Has anybody got it right? Because so many times you both think you've got the right answer. You know, can't go on forever, unfortunately. But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop yet. Hey! Correct. It was a 7 hours and 15 days. But yeah, great question. Like it. And it is the opening lyric. Yeah, definitely. Well done. Congratulations to you both. That makes it 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10-7. Oops. Yep, 10-7. There we go. 10-7. Okay. Right. Your next question then, Judge Pat.
So the next question is another film-related question, and this film I have seen because I do love my war films. So, You've Lost That Loving Feeling is a great addition to the 10 out of 10 club, but what film is it famously linked to? Is it A, Full Metal Jacket, B, Platoon, C, Good Morning Vietnam, or D, Top Gun?
And again?
What film is the song You've Lost That Living Feeling most associated with? Is it A, Full Metal Jacket, B, Platoon, C, Good Morning Vietnam, or D, Top Gun? I do love a good war film.
Oh, so yeah, feel free to confer and mute. I've muted you both so you can confer because I keep them. I unmuted one of you accidentally then. But anyway,
you muted me. I unmuted and you muted.
I'm sorry.
I fed up with the Speno waffle.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
So what do we? Again, I'm just wondering about the films thing because again, just putting those back up. Once again, and this is a big thing to admit. I have not seen any of those films.
Jimbo.
Watch them now.
You have to watch all of them.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Right, I'm seeing
Sorry.
I'm off.
That's your task now. Watch all of them.
I have started my film upgrade because look, I love a comedy film. What else do I like? I probably wouldn't say I'm much of a film person. I love a comedy film. That's my main thing.
These are hardly comedies.
What I'm getting at is I'm not much of an action film person, and that's my
not
problem.
action. That's that.
No. They're just general. Okay. Well, I will. I mean, I made it because before Christmas, I'd not since. I think I did watch this when I was really little, but I've not watched it since I was old enough to remember it. First time I watched Die Hard at Christmas.
Oh, me too.
No.
Hey, high five, Jane.
And I'm a lot older than you are.
I watched that for the first time.
With me.
Jimbo, what's your top favourite 3 films? Just so we get a gist.
Bambi.
Debbie does Sheffield.
Right. No, in all honesty, weird. It's a weird one, but if I could say because I don't really watch many films these days. I tend to watch TV series and dramas, but I would say up there, childhood film, favorite film, Hook. Loved Hook with Robin Williams. Childhood. Oh my goodness, it's an amazing film. Kids film, brilliant. I also like Miss Doubt, which is not really just a child film, but Miss Doubtfire. Love it.
On the Robin Williams theme, I think you should definitely watch Good Morning Vietnam.
Yes, exactly. I love her. I do love her. I think you were brilliant, and obviously gone way too soon. I quite like. I mean, when it comes to comedy, one of the films that made me absolutely howl. I had to go and watch it twice. Was the first In Between Us film. Because it was to the T a perfect lads' holiday representation. Like beyond, like you could not get that more spot on. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and I kind of, I think in terms of, I think what do you call it? Wolf of Wall Street, I think is a brilliant film as well.
That is rude, isn't it? Really rude.
It is. I couldn't pick my top 3 films because I'm not much of a film buff, but those are just some that spring to mind. Yeah. There we go.
Very good.
But
Very
action films, I'm not an action film sort of person, even though when it comes to dramas on TV, I love a good crime drama and stuff, but I don't tend to watch the sort of film sort of things like that. But
Are you surprised to know that I do love a good action film, good war film?
No.
They're my favourite. I love them. Just love them.
Yeah, I can imagine just especially the war films. Yeah.
So it's based on Zulu. Come on.
Exactly. So, remind us of the question, Judge Pat.
So the question was: You've Lost That Loving Feeling is a great addition to the 10 out of 10 club, but what film is it associated with? Is it A, Full Metal Jacket, B, Platoon, C, Good Morning Vietnam, or D, Top Gun?
I've got to say, Top Gun is on my list, though. That is one of the next I need to watch because I know there's been the new one as well, and I get the old.
The new one was great.
It was good.
What was it, Goose and whatever? I get that.
You said Gooch then, didn't you?
Goose. Anyway, yeah. So Top Gun is definitely on my list. I need to watch it. Yeah,
good.
Yeah, absolutely, you do.
And weirdly, we only watched Back to the Future for the first ever time, which I love because I love Star Wars and stuff like that. We only watched that maybe in the last 5 years for the first time.
Wow!
Oh my
5, 6,
God! How
maybe
old
a bit
are you?
longer,
12, Jimbo.
No, I'm 36,
Jimbo.
but I know the shock on people's faces.
Jimbo, you ever seen Jaws?
I've seen Jaws. That you scared the I hate sharks. Maybe this is why I don't watch films. This is why I don't watch films because I'm petrified. That's the one thing I'm scared of, and it's the one thing I never come across is sharks.
Do you know what? My mate Jamie at work, who is a real person, my mate Jamie at work, he will not go in the sea because of Jaws.
I'm on that. Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo, if you only watched Back to the Future recently, have you watched all 3 of them? Or did you watch the first one only?
No, we've watched all 3 of them.
All 3. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well done.
One I'll say, probably everyone else might agree with this. 1 and 2, brilliant. 3, nah.
Yeah.
I think 2 is there.
Yeah, 2 is the best. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thinking about 720.
It was set in 2015.
Yeah, where are our flying cars from 9 years ago?
And our Nikes that zip up by themselves.
Yeah.
So Jimbo, when you watch Die Hard, did you watch Die Hard 1, 2, and 3 of Die Hard as well?
I've watched 1 and proper tuned into it, watched it full, enjoyed it. I watched 2, but I was watching. Steph refused to watch anymore after Die Hard 1. She was like, "Sorry, it's not for me." So I watched 2 on my own, and I was kind of in and out of it. It was okay. But I've heard, is 3 rubbish but 4's good, or 3's?
It's one of those where it's a bit far-fetched, it's a bit like, but it's one of those films that it lends itself to being just silly and daft and crazy.
So we were after a Christmas film, and my son's home from uni, so it was at Christmas, so we watched 1, and then all 3 of us watched 2, and then before he went back to uni, we watched the 3rd one as well, didn't we? So
just good
we
fun.
educated him as well, and I'd never seen it before either, so.
Yeah.
Was 3 Die Hard with a Vengeance? Is that the 3rd one or the 4th one? 3rd one. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
So 3.
Yeah.
So 2 was a bit
like really crappy graphics, but this train, and no matter what happens to him, he just survives. It doesn't matter.
So 2 was a bit not so great, but 3 picks up again. Apparently, is that right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. I'll give number 3 a go then. Let's just remind ourselves.
As well.
Let's remind ourselves a question, Judge Pat.
So, You've Lost That Living Feeling is associated with which film? Is it A, Full Metal Jacket, B, Platoon, C, Good Morning Vietnam, or D, Top Gun?
I cannot remember where we're going for. I think we're going Shed Up Trivia Peppers, Shed 62 first. What do you reckon?
It was Top Gun. And the new one, Maverick. So no spoilers, but that's also in both of them.
We're never going to win.
Come on.
Top Gun.
Did you go for that as well then, Speno Jane?
Yeah, Top Gun. Yeah.
And Maverick is great, as they said.
Yeah,
That's it. Maverick and Goose. That's the original two, isn't it?
That's
That's
the
it.
one.
Yeah.
There we go.
We had a long weekend away. We were really happy.
So they have to get the next 3 wrong for us to draw.
Oh God.
We'll try our best.
It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind coming second to a full house score.
Yeah.
No pressure, full house score.
Yeah, we'll see.
You never know.
What film one, please?
11-8 time make that, is it? I mean, you've both done incredibly well, but we know Shed 62's record in games like this on the on Judge Pat's pop quiz. So it was tough to come up against Shed. You got a tough draw. It's almost like Speno. It's almost like you've drawn Man City in the.
Don't say that.
But yes, things could still change, and we could have a draw, and then a draw equals a tie break, and the tie break is not easy. Okay, so there's still a chance. Okay, so we know now it's going to get to the stage where we're going to start finding out if we've got who the winner is and so on. So next question. Are we ready, Judge Pat?
I'm ready. So head judge, Judge John, just a little salute.
Judge John.
He's a big fan of the Killers, and he put Mr. Brightside in the 10 out of 10 House of Lords Club. But what was the year of that release? Was it 2004?
Hold on.
It's got the wrong graphic.
Have I got the wrong graphic, or have you got the wrong question?
No, I've definitely got the right question. It's my question.
There we go.
That's the one. So is it A, 2004, B, 2006, C, 2008, or D, 2009? Do you know what? I do love a good guess the year. I'm thinking of when I was at college, when I was at school, when I bought my first car, and I'm thinking, oh God, what year was that? You kind of have this little timeline in your mind, don't you?
Do us the question one more time, Pat.
One more question. So basically, I want to know, what year was Mr. Brightside by the Killers released? Was it 2004, 2006, 2008, or 2009?
Now, has anybody ever seen the Killers before live?
No.
Would love to.
You'd love to. I'm going to hold my fluffy pen up and say I've seen him. I've seen him once. Yeah, at Sheffield Arena. Yeah, brilliant. And I do love the Killers. And it's weird because I'm not a massive fan of American bands who try to fill, who were kind of, a bit like, we are obviously in the UK. We've got our sort of like, British bands, your Oasis, your Arctic Monkeys, that kind of stuff, your Libertines and all that kind of thing. Those are kind of indie sort of rock bands. I don't get on very well with the likes of things like, and bear with me, I'm not going to criticize them because I think they're amazing, but I'm just not my thing. People like the Foo Fighters and stuff like that. I know, I'm sorry. I know that hurts. I know. I appreciate him, and David, he's amazing. Grohl is absolutely brilliant, and I he's a great person, but it isn't my kind of music. But the Killers somehow, to me, have got more of that, like, even though they're clearly American, you can hear the voice and the accent and stuff, but they've got, I think it's the electro thing in them that to me, that's what I love about them, and it makes them feel like almost like adopted British to me.
That's what I was going to say. I was literally going to say that we've adopted them, haven't we? That sound is like, it's different to all the other stuff in America. Yeah,
I don't think they're that popular in America. I think they're huge on Europe and obviously the UK, but I don't think they're massive in America. I don't think.
I think you're probably right though as well. Brandon didn't do very well on his own. He had a solo for a while, but he wasn't very good. So it's not just him. It was definitely the band that made them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love them. Absolutely brilliant. And yeah, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have seen them before live, and they are really, really, really good. So if anyone gets a chance to see it, go see them.
Here's
So
the
what
thing
year
as
was that,
well.
Jimbo?
Oh, sorry, go on.
What year
Here's the
was
thing.
that?
I was in a
ask him.
band. I was in a band, and I played bass in this band, and we played this actual song, so I could play the bass line to this song. What year it was released? No clue.
What
What
other instruments can you play? You said the bass. Can you? I mean, keyboards. You do all
Well,
that, don't you?
I play the guitar, so I played lead guitar, but it's something that I didn't really like enjoy doing as much. So I'm more of a rhythm guitarist. I'm more of an acoustic guitar player and that. But I loved playing bass in a band. It was something as a lead guitarist and a rhythm guitarist. Playing bass is pretty
Bass
easy.
is pretty cool, though, isn't it?
And also as well, like you tend to find that when you play bass as a lead guitar player, you don't just play do 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 do. You like do 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 do. You're all over it. So I loved it for a bit, but the band was more of a family band. It just didn't work out. But I love playing Mr. Brightside, especially the last part of that song is that doom doom doom. It's it's the end of the song, isn't it?
Anyone else? I mean, we all know Jimbo can play the
himself.
Triangle.
the slide trombone. Anyone else? I can't play a thing. I'd love to.
No, I can't. I have other talents, I tell myself.
Hang on.
Jimbo,
stop.
can you play the trombone?
Hang on. What are they? Come on.
None at all. I have no talents whatsoever.
Putting up with Shed 62 and Scott is probably the talent to have, though, isn't it, Esther?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Gotta go with that one.
I was going to say, I'll take that one then for Waffly Waffle or Speno Waffle as well.
I would say about the Killers though, and I look, don't get me wrong, I love Mr. Brightside as a track, but it is stupidly overplayed. Killers have an absolute massive collection of amazing hits, not just album fillers, but hits. And what do you always hear on commercial radio? Mr. Bloody Brightside, weddings, Mr. Bloody Brightside. Come on, you've got Spaceman, you've got Human, you've got a lot of tracks on the albums that have been released, but you don't hear as much. Those kind. It's just, Reasons Unknown, all sorts of different tracks. Okay, I know they're only ever going to play, the single tracks, and I get that. I guess why radio stations do it. They're not going to play random album tracks. I know that. But they still go for Mr. Brightside every time. And that bugs me because it ruins the song. It's a great song, but the amount of times it's overplayed ruins it. And I know that because the feedback on Mr. Brightside being in the 10 out of 10 club is quite often that they're a bit sick of hearing it. And that's the problem with it.
Can you remember the Pub Shed who had that as their anthem? Because I think that was the Anthems week, wasn't it? And I think that was the week I had Queen Don't Stop Me Now, because we always play that down our bar.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the bar that chose that for their anthem.
I can't.
That got a 10 and mine got a 9.5.
Yeah.
Not that I'm bitter.
I can't remember who it was.
But I have to have a look.
But yeah, anyway. But there you go, that's the Killers. So what we're going with, I can't remember who's next to reveal their answer. Is it Speno and Jane that first this time?
Probably,
no.
Yeah. Oh God, is it the right answer? It's B, 2006.
You think it's 2006? Oh, yeah. Looks like Shed 62 have gone for a different answer this time. How did you find this question, Shed 62?
Can you pick the wrong answer, please, Shed 62?
We had absolutely no idea, and I don't remember it coming out. I just remember it like when Owen was little. We remember listening to it, so it's definitely around then, and he was born in 2007. So it's either 2006, 2008, and I think we've gone with.
You've gone with.
I've overruled and gone with 2006 as well. It's but yeah, I really have no idea. I really don't remember it being on the radio and when it first came out. So I have no idea. But 2006, I'm going to go for.
So you've both gone 2006.
Sorry.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bollocks. That's done.
So unfortunately, I can't play any more music. I'll have to edit it in because my iPad's died battery. But you have both consistently, quite often, gone for the same answers. And got the answers correct in most cases.
Oh, well done. Well done.
What was that?
Oh,
Oh,
I was too soon there. Sorry.
And once again, you've gone for the same answers.
It's got to be wrong. Come on.
And this time,
Oh,
you're both wrong.
Really?
wow.
Come anywhere near, Steve. We can't
2004.
come anywhere near.
Yeah,
Oh,
2004.
wow.
Now, I know why this tricked you both. Judge Pat, you can probably explain why this might have tricked both of them this time. You reckon? Because I think I know why.
What do you think?
So I think it's because the Killers, a Hot Fuss album,
Yes.
kind of was released quite... it didn't get popular till a couple of years later, did it?
That's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
That's
Yeah.
totally wrong.
Again, it was another film. Yeah, you're right, Jimbo. That's exactly the reason why. Yeah.
It did, like... I remember this is one of the first albums I bought with my own money.
Yeah.
Did they
I
call
bought-
their store? Oh, no, there they are.
I bought the Killers. I bought the Killers, and I bought Keen's Under the Hopes and Fears. Was it?
Fears. Yeah. Hopes.
Yeah,
Fears, yeah.
I bought those two albums at the same time, and like my mates bought some other albums at the same time, like different ones, and it was a bit naughty. But you know, it was that era where we all had CDs and CD copies. So yeah, we shared, and you know whose two albums were we all picked different albums to share. Whose were the most two popular albums? The ones
10 years,
that I
Jimbo.
picked.
10 years.
The ones that I picked. Keen, Hopes and Fears, and definitely Hot Fuss by the Killers. Yes,
Yeah.
I won that week's worth of album buying or whatever it were. Yeah, brilliant. But yeah, it was. See, both no points there. So it's the first time nobody's picked up a point. So thing is, Speno and Jane, that was your opportunity, weren't it? And it was a guess, like it was for sure. But I know why you got it wrong, because it didn't come out until the times that you guessed was technically the time that everybody heard it. So you kind of got it right in a sense, but it was released a few years earlier.
It was that film. I knew where you were going with it straight away. It was that Hot Fuzz, and it was like, yeah, Sam's Don't Stop Me Now, things like that. The songs that they used in that film were just brilliant. It was a great little soundtrack.
so I have a question because Esther seemed to be not in agreement. So what was your thought?
No, I got it wrong as well. But basically, because our boy was born in 2007, I was like, I'm sure we listened to it a lot when he was little, but obviously that was even longer ago then. It's really funny because Scott was convinced 2006 was more correct.
Esther would have said 2008.
Yeah, I would have said 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thinking he was one then. So,
I think that was definitely the question that would catch most people out, to be fair. And I reckon it might have caught a lot of the listeners out as well. So it'd be interesting to know what our listeners did with that one, actually. So, okay. Yeah. Pat, what's next?
So, Jimbo, at this point, we need to go back a question because you were right. I did actually miss a question out.
Oh, here we go.
But at least I didn't call Dave, Andy, and Andy Dave.
Yes.
So we're going to go back a question. So Elvis, amazingly, only has one entry into the judges' 10 out of 10 club, and that is I Can't Help Falling in Love. But who of the following covered that track by Elvis? Was it A, Pet Shop Boys, B, U2, C, UB40, or D, Level 42?
And for our listeners, can you repeat that again?
Yep. Which of these artists covered the Elvis track I Can't Help Falling in Love with You? Was it A, Pet Shop Boys, B, U2, C, UB40, or D, Level 42?
Okay.
The old Pet Shop Boys are back.
So Elvis was actually my one of my I would say the most memorable track from my wedding, because we picked it. We couldn't decide on a first dance, weirdly. Like we couldn't decide on one. There wasn't anything that it was we were between a few, and we went for Yazoo and what is it? Only You, which is a great
Only
track.
You.
But it wasn't. It was a great track, and it wasn't anything we ever settled on. But the wedding song we remember the most from our wedding is the last song, which I think is better than the first dance, because your last song at your wedding is where everyone kind of gets you in a circle and kicks you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? A bit like New York, New York. You know, they put you in the middle and they're like, everyone's like celebrating the end of the night, and it's quite a big moment because your last song's on and all that kind of. So ours was Elvis and the Wonder of You. So it was an Elvis track. And we love that track. And the reason we chose it is because we went to Silave, which is in Zante. We've been there. That is our holiday destination. We love it there.
Zakynthos.
Zakynthos, yeah. We love it there, and Silave in particular. And we've been there, and once we went to a bar and they love Elvis on the islands. They're obsessed. I don't know if it's all Greek islands, but on that Greek island in particular, they love Elvis. Absolutely love it. They've got bar after bar's got impersonator on and all that. And we went to one bar called the Two Brothers, and it got to a certain time, and suddenly all the lights went off. And the bar was a bit of a nutter bar anyway. At a certain time, they'd play Country Roads, and like napkins would be flying everywhere, and they'd putting wigs on everyone, and stuff like that. Proper like holiday vibes and that. And then one night, the lights just went off, and Wonder if You came on, and someone on a bicycle went past dressed as Elvis, and it was just so random and funny. And that we found that so funny that we decided to shoot when that became our bit of a song, like the Wonder of You, Elvis, and we had that as our last song. So,
what was your actual wedding dance then?
It was Yazoo, Only You. But yeah, we had that one in the sense we don't remember that one as much. We remember Wonder of You as being our wedding song, which is weird. But like, yeah. What about yourselves? That was a good question to ask, Pat. What was your first dance or last dance or mixture of both, whatever?
Well, mine's on Radio Leven. Mine was in the list.
Yes, and
so mine was Elvis. Mine was Elton John. Your song.
Same here.
No, that's what we wanted.
That's what we wanted.
That's what you wanted. That's what they wanted. Okay.
I'll tell you the story. That's what we wanted, and then my dad, as a surprise, hired us a duo rather than a band, who were playing and singing live, and they couldn't do your song.
I didn't know.
So we got Robbie's Angels instead.
Oh no!
Great track.
Not for Judge Pat. Let's not talk about Robbie Williams in front of Judge Pat. He doesn't like it.
Oh no! Yeah, Judge Pat.
It wasn't our choice.
It wasn't my choice. No.
It was because that was the most romantic song they could play.
If you like Angels by Robbie Williams,
our wedding song. We was in the kitchen one day just cooking, weren't we? And all of a sudden, this Dolly Parton song came on, and it was You and I, weren't it? And we were singing You and I together, and we were singing along, and we were like, "Oh my god, that literally describes us." So it was Dolly Parton, You and I together. Is that the song? Yeah, You and I together. Yeah, brilliant.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Very good. That's a nice chat. See, we've got some nice information out of that question, haven't we?
We've learned a lot about each other there.
We're learning a lot about each other.
And we're really old, and we've only been married just over a year.
We've learnt even more that Judge Pat doesn't like Robbie Williams, which we already knew. We've learnt even more.
But
anyway, can I just say, by the way, Angels Robbie Williams is a brilliant track, and if ever and I don't want to Judge Pat cover your ears, but if we ever dismantled the monarchy, I'd go for that as a national anthem. I really would.
I didn't hear that.
Remind us of the question, Judge Pat.
So we went back the way. So Elvis isn't in. It's only got one entry in the 10 out of 10 club. But what's the following? Who covered his track? I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Is it A, Pet Shop Boys, B, U2, C, UB40, or D, Level 42?
Oh,
isn't they?
Yeah. What we're going for then?
Did I first?
Yep.
We've changed around again.
Yeah.
We've all moved positions. I don't know how it happened. No, it's okay, Pat. We've just moved positions on screen. It just happened.
I'm used to be down the bottom.
So, I can't. Who's going first with this one?
We will.
It's Speno. It's Shed 62. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, it was. I think the original is one of my favourite songs. I don't know if I put it in the 10 out of 10 club or not, but I absolutely adore the Elvis version. But the UB40 version was also very good. It was UB40
Okay. Speno
From the
Jane.
on the motion.
Yep.
Say UB40.
Yeah, you both know this one. Absolutely bang on correct. Well done, UB40. So that makes
Also
it.
from a film. Yeah.
Yeah, was
From,
it on a film?
Yeah.
From Sliver with Stephen Baldwin.
No,
Billy Baldwin.
Billy Baldwin. Yeah, William Baldwin and Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone. Yeah. Sliver.
Does anybody know
I wouldn't
about
recommend it.
Here we go. Look, film critic again. Have you seen it, Jimbo? No.
I haven't seen that one. Obviously not. No, obviously not. Do I make that 12?
Yes.
8, is it?
I think so.
9. 9.
12,
I
8.
think.
Yeah.
9.
12,
Eight.
9. 12, 9.
No. Oh, well, we'll have 9, but I think it's 8.
Oh,
Yeah. I think it's made the difference anyway, because obviously we.
That one, thank you for Nancy.
It's 9. Jenny Tracking, she said 8, but we have got 9. Yeah, it is
9. Well,
Oh,
I think we've only got one. Is it one question left, Pat?
9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, one question left. Question 14. So I think we know the winners are already, but I mean, Speno and Jane, you have done amazingly well. You've done really well, and I bet you. I mean, from what you were saying at the start, I bet you've done better than you thought you would as well, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
We really have, yeah.
Well,
really
obviously, we came on first, and we told you how rubbish we were at quizzes, and then they came on, and you told us how good they were, and they didn't tell us. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we've done really well against a really very great team.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's have the last question though, because obviously we've got listeners playing this as well, so it'd be interesting. I'd love to know how much our listeners have done as well, and how they fared against you in these questions. So, last question then, Pat.
Yeah, if you direct message either me or Jimbo, we'll share the info and we'll put it all down. But yeah, that'd be great to know. So yeah, last question then. So we're going to go back to Mr. Brightside and Judge John. So in the track, Mr. Brightside by the Killers, what is missing from the lyric? Right, so I'm going to read the lyric and I want to know the missing answer. And I'm going to say something as the missing word. So here we go. And it's all in my head, but she's touching his something. Now he's taking off her dress now. Let me go. Is it A, head, B, chest, C, leg, or is it Andy Dunn's small wooden bottle opener?
We may know which one of them it isn't, but and look at this. Hold on a second. Look, we've got one there. Shed 62. There we go.
Hey, there you go. She could be touching that.
Of course.
We don't need to.
I only wish I bought myself one of them when I went on holiday now, rather than just send them to Andy and Dave. Wish I got myself one. So yeah, let's go for an answer here then. Let's get straight into it. Where are we going first? I'm terrible. This is going well into it. I've forgotten already. I did so well for so long. Is it Speno and Jane giving the first answer this time? Speno and Jane, we'll let you go first. Yeah. Go on then.
Well, we was going to go like he's touching Dave's massive big penis. Because I can't remember what the options were on the questions or whatever.
But it's all right because I wrote it down.
But we went for chest.
Chest. Scott and Esther, Shed 62.
Yeah, sorry to be boring, but it's chest. Yeah.
No,
it's chest. Congratulations. Of course it is. It's chest. Although I don't know if, like you, I feel like it shouldn't be chest. It sounds like it's going to say something else, and it doesn't. I don't know if that's what the band intended. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, so brilliant, good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Obviously, our winners today. Congratulations. Let's give them a little round of applause. Well done to.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Shed 62, who will be back at some point.
I think they could be champions.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, we need to be beaten by the champions, don't we?
Yeah,
No pressure.
It was
We'll
a
do our
tough.
best. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
Even gladiators have a fastest loser, don't they? So.
Oh,
But
dear.
honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Speno and Jane. Honestly, we've had a right good laugh, haven't we? We've loved it.
Brilliant. Absolutely loved
I'm not
it.
coming on film again, though. This is it.
Oh,
You are.
You've got to, Jane. You've got to. You've got to.
You did a great job, Jane. Really good.
We need to see more of this. We need to see more of this double act. We really do. Really do. Absolutely loved it. Judge Pat, thank you for compiling the questions and everything. Have you enjoyed the first proper big pub shed pack? Can't even say it. I'm just having a few beers now.
Do you know what?
No one there for you.
I thought I told this with a really good mouthful, and that's it. Judge Pat's pop quiz. Come on, it's easy. JPPPJ. Yes,
Easy
no,
for you to
I've
say.
really loved it. Yeah, it's better than I thought. I've really great contestants, and to be fair, like I say, they both said at the start we're going to bomb it, but did really well. Really well. Really pleased. Well done.
Excellent. Well, and Shed 62, congratulations on progressing to the next round, whenever that might be. Bring it up. How do we do it? How do we get the fireworks? Bring the fireworks. We don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thanks all.
No.
Yeah, really good.
Really enjoyed it, and we will see you all again soon. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what your scores were as well. Send us a message under the video on wherever. Send them to Judge Pat, send to me. We just want to know. Let us know how you did. Obviously, it was out of 14, so we'd like to know, how did you do? I think the final scores were something like, 13 to 9, was it? Or 10, 13, 10.
The thing is,
10, I think.
14, 10.
Yeah.
No, maybe 11. Yeah, anyway.
The thing is, officially, they will get logged officially, because I know we've had a few drinks now, but officially they'll get logged and they'll go into a leaderboard. They will get...
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got a very high score. That could be a high score. It's still This is the first one, Speno and Jane. That could be a very high score, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because out of 14, that is a good score. So yeah, well
I'm okay if it's not, because I'm not worried about, because I need to have to come on again.
You watch, Jane. Next time there'll all be ABBA questions, and you'll be like, "Oh, for goodness' sake!"
Jane, if we don't see you at Pablo's party, I'll be very disappointed. You're coming. Listen, you've got to meet my wife, because you've got to come. Please come.
What, does she like ABBA?
Yes, she does actually. Yeah.
We hope you all have brilliant times this weekend, or whatever you're doing the next weekend, and all that kind of thing. Thanks so much for joining us. I know I appreciate you've given your time up for us and stuff like that. So really thank you very much, both of you, and obviously Judge Pat as well. And we'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Oh, look, there's a thumbs up.
Nice to meet you.
Fireworks.
Nice to meet you guys.